In the day's other news, House Democrats opened two more investigations of President Trump. The Judiciary Committee demanded documents from 81 people linked to the president and his associates. It's part of a probe into possible obstruction of justice and other abuses of power. The president was asked today if he'll cooperate with the investigations as he welcomed the North Dakota State University football team.
I cooperate all the time with everybody. And you know the beautiful thing? No collusion, it's all a hoax. You're going to learn about that as you grow older. It's a political hoax. There's no collusion.
The Democratic chairs of the House Foreign Affairs, Intelligence, and Oversight Committees also weighed in today. They want records of President Trump's meetings with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The focus is whether Mr. Trump tried to conceal details of those private communications. President Putin has suspended Russia's participation in a landmark arms treaty with the U.S. The 1987 accord banned medium-range land-based cruise missiles. Putin's actions today is a response to President Trump's decision to withdraw from the treaty last month. Each country accuses the other of violating the treaty. The president of South Korea today moved to salvage nuclear negotiations between the U.S. and North Korea. Moon Jae-in called for three-way talks involving both Koreas and the U.S. He spoke in Seoul following the failed summit between President Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong-un.
트럼프 대통령이 회담 후
We highly value that President Trump explained why he could not reach an agreement with North Korea, and that he showed unchanged trust toward Chairman Kim Jong-un and expressed optimistic views for future talks with Kim. Also, we praise that President Trump clearly showed that he has no intention of pressing North Korea through further strengthening sanctions or military exercises.
Moon has labored to ease tensions between North Korea and the U.S., and he's also called for reduced sanctions on the North. The Vatican will open its archives about Pope Pius XII, the pope who presided during World War II. It follows decades of lobbying by Jewish groups and others who say Pius did little to save Jews from the Holocaust. Pope Francis had been under pressure to make the documents available while some Holocaust survivors are still alive. In his announcement today, the Pope said the Church isn't afraid of history. Back in this country, protests show no signs of letting up in Sacramento, California, after prosecutors decided not to charge two policemen for killing an unarmed black man, Stephen Clark. Police said they saw a flash and believed Clark was shooting at them. It turned out he had a cell phone, but no gun. Protesters took to the streets and burned flags after Saturday's announcement. Demonstrations continued on Sunday, shutting down a local mall. Some 3,000 teachers in Oakland, California, returned to the classroom today after approving a new contract deal. The teachers had stayed out of school for 7 days. The deal gave them an 11% salary hike over 4 years and a one-time 3% bonus. Wall Street opened its week with a sell-off as investors waited to see if the U.S. and China can, in fact, reach a trade deal. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 206 points to close at 25,819. The Nasdaq fell 17 points, and the S&P 500 slipped 10. And actor Luke Perry, who gained fame on the TV series Beverly Hills 90210, died today in Los Angeles. He had suffered a major stroke last week. During the 1990s, Perry played the hugely popular Dylan McKay on the 90210 series. More recently, he had a regular role in the TV show Riverdale. Luke Perry was 52 years old. Still to come on the NewsHour, what is Venezuela's opposition leader's next move? Amy Walter and Tamara Keith on the ever-widening field of Democratic 2020 candidates. A new book examines how the U.S. government responds to hostage ransom demands. The often hidden world of photo conservation on display in a new exhibition, and much more.